Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to another Minecraft 2025 Let's Play adventure. Today is Monday, September 29th, and of course Mondays are our portal days. What is a portal day, you're asking? Well, it's quite simple. That's a day where we go up to the roof of the Nether, and we build a frame around our portals, and we've already done quite a few of them. If we have a look in the Nether, you'll see that we've built them around a number of our different portals to various places in the overworld, and we're trying to get them all done here pretty quick if we can. Now, what's funny is I said I didn't want to be doing this into the middle of October, but it kind of looks like we're kind of doing this into the middle of October because we have 3 remaining portals to work on. One to completely remodel, one that we might remodel, and then, of course, even when all that's done, we've got to build this massive tower around this structure here, which is going to be a bit of a process and a half, to be sure. But it all starts with deciding which portal we're going to work on today. And I think that the option is pretty clear. I figure that we ought to go ahead and tackle this one, near the Snow Shack, which is not what we call it, but I can't remember what it's called. Is it the Snow Cottage? The ice, it's on a tiny little island surrounded by ice and snow. We could just call it like the Snow Cabin, the Ice Shack. Ice Shack sounds good. Yeah, we'll go with that. Now, I don't think you can place ice in the Nether, at least not normal ice, but you can place some of the higher tier ice derivatives that apparently I don't have any of, because there's just none in here. There's some packed ice up there. I think packed ice is fine to put in the Nether. I think that would be okay. We could just collect some on the actual island, though, if we need it, and then we can build the rest. You know what? I didn't even think about that. That might melt in the Nether because it's hot. We put snow in the Nether. It didn't melt, so I guess it's fine. But I really should have thought about that. I guess it's not going to turn into water no matter what, because it's the Nether, there can't be water. But it might have just, like, out of existence, you know, just from the heat. But that didn't happen, so we're not going to worry about it. Let's actually just go over there. We'll go through the portal. We'll kind of take a look around, and we'll figure out what sort of, I was going to say what kind of ingredients, but we'll figure out what kind of materials make the most sense to use for the portal. And we might even stick to harvesting the materials natively this time, instead of importing them from the overworld, which is what we typically do. Why might we do that? Well, I don't know. It sounds nice, doesn't it? We built our portal frame using native materials from the environment that it takes us to. That's not phrased the way it would be in a video of that sort, but you get the idea that I'm getting at here. You can kind of understand the messaging. So in we go, out we arrive. Wow, that's a great thing to see the second you arrive in a frozen biome. Just immediately spiders and creepers, that's great. So what have we got going on here? Obviously we've got our cabin, which I think has got to be part of the influence for the design. The portal is going to be wrapped up in a little miniature cabin. And for this cabin, it's a pretty small, it's basically just a safety shack, is what it is, to keep us safe when we arrive here. I think it looks pretty good, though. Well, we just watched a creeper blink out of existence. That was fun. Come here, spider, before the same thing happens to you. Let me go ahead and seal your fate. Alright? If I kill you, you might go to rest with your creator in heaven, whereas if you just blink out of existence, you just don't exist anymore. Alright, have a good look at the cabin, have a good look at the surrounding territory. This is what we're going to be targeting right here. This is what we're going to go for. Alright, let's collect some materials. So I've got probably enough ice to be getting on with. I need some dirt too. And we could just go collect it from, you know, back near the house. We could collect it from underground right here, or underwater, because no one's going to miss underwater dirt, right? Like, no one even knows it's here to begin with. It's a weird place to have dirt be underwater, right? So I could just go and collect some here. It's odd to me that it is snowing over here by the cabin, but then it's raining over here in the icy, frozen, like, lake, or whatever this is. That's very strange to me. Let's get some grass, because we want grass to spread. And then finally, we're going to collect some spruce. Now, we might have to come back here and get some more spruce. Oh! Fast decay works now. I did finally get the server updated as well, so that's probably what fixed it. For those of you who don't know, I've been running a 1.21.8 client and a 1.21.7 server because I couldn't get the server to boot because for some reason, and I don't know if this is a NeoForge problem or a problem with the AT launcher, which is what I use to manage my server, but the actual start command that is installed by default with the the version of NeoForge that I use on the AT launcher, does not work. It's got a bit of a flaw in the syntax in the file itself that you have to go manually adjust. There's a word that is exec. The word exec is in the file, and it's not supposed to be there. I think it's for execute, but it actually prevents it from executing. If you try to start the server, it's like, yeah, I can't find the start command. And you have to... I for the longest time, couldn't figure out what was wrong. I was doing all kinds of Google search, and all the recommendations were useless. So I finally was just like, you know what? This one starts and this one doesn't. What's the difference, right? So I just opened them up side by side, and I went line by line, and I found the word exec in the new one. And I was like, wait a minute, that's not there in the old one. And then I removed it, and it started working. So there you go. Moral of the story is, check your commands. Do we ever leave anything interesting here? Not really, no. Nothing of extreme worth or value. Bit of regular old ice and some torches. That's just a chest. That has no bearing on anything. Don't worry about that chest there. Doesn't matter. Not important. On we go. Okay, let's figure this thing out. Let's figure this out. First off, the base of it is going to be planks because we're going to design it after the house in the actual overworld. Red, white, and blue. I think blue is going to have our crafting table in it. Now we need to make planks, right? And we could also make stairs and slabs and everything else if only we had, and hear me out, a sawmill. Right? Like a stone cutter, but for wood. I know you've heard this from me before, but it's still not happened yet, Mojang. Now the question is, how big is the, in quotes, cabin going to be? And I think that, like, do we need room to walk around the portal on the inside? Probably not. But let's say we build it like that anyway. So the wall's gonna go here. Same on this side, obviously. And then that leaves a literal one-block space between where the fence is going to be and where the edge of this thing is. And that's fine. That's perfectly okay by me. Is it going to be a perfectly square cabin, though? I'm going to go ahead and say no, actually. Might it be interesting to do a bit more of a round design, even though that in no way is what it is in the overworld? We're probably going to redesign the cabin in the overworld someday anyway. Do we want to do something kind of fun and quirky here in the Nether, right here, right now, while we've got the opportunity? No one's gonna stop us. We're grown adults. We can do what we want. It's our party. We could do what we want. Trying to figure out where to put the spruce logs is gonna be the real trick here, as well as the ice. We collected ice, but are we gonna do anything with it? We might just use ice as the border, because the actual island itself is bordered by ice. Perfect. Okay, cool. And now we're bringing home 64 additional ice. Just because we have it. I'm going to put the 2 grass that we have in exact opposite corners, and actually maybe it would be better not to put it in the corners, because if we put it right there... Oh shoot, get that off of there quick. It will revert to regular dirt. If we leave it there, it has more opportunity to spread. Although, ought we bring the ice in around these corners like that? We've never had the corner, sort of the border materials extend into the island proper before. So this is going to be different. This is going to be a different thing that we're doing here right now. Does it make sense to put a fence on the ice? We don't have to put a fence. You know, we did something different right over there at our other snow portal, the mountaintop snow portal. Goatin. That's what it was. Like mountain, but for goats. Goatan, or whatever we ended up calling it. I think it was that. I'm out of dirt now, but that's the least of our problems. I think these corner bits need to be the solid logs, right? Maybe even that piece there. Is this dumb? Should we just do it properly and not bother trying to make something like unique and original here? Are we being a little bit silly trying to make it round for no reason? Typically, and this is true of every other structure, what we ultimately end up doing is we encase the entire portal itself. Should we just do that? Should we build the frame itself to look like the cabin, or to have the same design aesthetics as the cabin? Does that make more sense? Probably. It certainly saves on resources. They all start to look samey after a while, though, if you do this, and that's okay. I'm not upset about it. We did not bring any additional lighting things. What a strange way of phrasing that, but you know what I mean. We didn't bring lanterns or anything, so all we got are the 2 torches that were already here. We're gonna have to go back through and collect more supplies. And eventually go back to the house and collect more supplies. You know, I don't think we're going to be finding everything we need around here for lanterns. Hey, fellas. Also, we need more spruce trees, and I don't know if I have the patience to wait on these. So we might just run right over there, where we can also get some additional dirt and things. Oh, look in here. Okay, well, we've got a bit we can work with in here. We'll go ahead and take all of that with us, for sure. But it's not quite enough. We're going to need more. Should we move the ice over here as well? I'm confused about where different things are. What was I thinking? Oh, wait, there's dirt in there, too. Okay, I think we needed 5 pieces. We might need more. We'll bring it all. We'll bring all the dirt. Let's go harvest a bit of this forest. This would also be a good place to get regular foxes, because we will eventually need to get regular foxes for our animal collection. Stack's probably good. Let's get out of here. Okay, well, I was gonna fly through the portal. I mean, that's not a portal. That's a tunnel. Is what I meant to say. Doesn't matter. You listen. Just disregard. Disregard. I might go back through and swap some more of the grass around the. Actually, hold on. We're gonna go back real quick because it's gonna take a really long time for the grass to spread over here. Whereas I can just come through this portal. Double check there's no creepers around. Yes, sir-y. And then we can just collect some additional grass. Like, all that'll grow back in, no problems. Oh, hello. Yeah, thank you. There we are. Alright, so that's 13 grass. That'll more quickly spread the grass to all of the dirt that we've left behind. Okay, this placement doesn't make any sense because there's really only one place for each one of these pieces of grass to spread. And then the rest of it is just sort of haphazardly placed around. Haphazardly even, not half. You know what I meant, though. You understood me. What is the origin of the word haphazard, right? Like, what is that haphazard? What does that even mean? Like, we all know what it means. We all use it. But, like, you ever really stop and think about haphazard? Haphazardly. That'd make no sense. Get a comment from someone here soon. Oh, well, Reese, it's actually very interesting. Looking forward to the comment from the one guy in the comment section who knows that it is a word of, like, Germanic origin or something like that. I'm not making fun of that person either. I'm being genuine. I'm looking forward to that comment. Okay. That's kind of like what the house in the overworld looks like. That's about what the roof looks like for sure. I can't remember whether or not it has corner pieces. We could go through and check, but I actually don't care. Now we just gotta make our signs. I don't have any chains. We need 2 chains, we also need lanterns. I guess we can make fencing while we're here. This design does not feel particularly inspired. You know what I mean? Like, we've made a couple of these portals that I'm really, really proud of. Like, I'm super happy and pleased with how they turned out and how they look, and how they represent what is on the other side. Whereas this is just a miniaturized version of a design that I already didn't like all that much, right? Like, the Snow Shack was designed to be built quickly and practically. It's a simple design, whereas we've now taken that into the overworld, or into the roof of the Nether, and took that simple, practical design. Do you see where I'm getting with this? It's like, it was already nothing special, and now it's nothing special but smaller. I don't know why we do fences around all of these. It's certainly not necessary, and we probably don't need to. But we do, so here we are. I mean, there's absolutely no reason for there to be these little 13 by 13 squares. Especially if my goal someday, and this is my goal for someday, is to connect all of this together with grass. So all of these are linked together, so there's absolutely no actual reason why they all need to be these uniform sizes. Like, they cannot grow beyond this particular scale. And who knows? Maybe someday we do away with that. Maybe someday we come back through here, we remove the walls, we sort of more naturally, gradually build into the terrain around them, and then we redesign some of these structures to just be bigger. You know, maybe the one around my house gets redesigned, and it's just an actual house full of supplies and things. Some spillover storage. I can do that. It's my world. I'll do what I want. This is my Minecraft Forever world, baby. Also, a lot of this excess wood can go now. There we go. Okay, get some more grass growing. I'm gonna go get what we need for the lanterns and the signs. Wahoo! Alright, first things first, lanterns going up. Do we want to do lanterns on the side like that? Or do we want to do them on the front corners on each side? So like so, and then not also once on the side, because that's a bit too much. We talk a lot about visual noise. It gets a little too messy when you do that. Actually, you know what? It might be better right here even. Kind of break up the monotony of that. Yeah. I keep looking at this thinking, okay, what can I do to make it look slightly better? What can I do to make it look slightly more original? Or not necessarily original, but slightly less bland, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Let me make my signs real quick. I brought a bunch of glow ink and white dye. Snow Shack. I think we said Ice Shack earlier, but we're gonna go with Snow... Well, no, it's the Ice Shack. That's why it's there, that's why it exists, is to be the Ice Shack. Does it need to be white? Yeah, I don't think it needs to be glowing, though. I don't think we need to make it glow. Not all signs need to be glowing, and I think that looks pretty good as it is. Ice Shack. Now, someone refresh my memory here. What does it look like if we do that? How does that come out? I think that looks pretty good. What I was thinking of was that we might be able to add a little bit more depth to the structure if we did that instead. And yeah, I think we've only just gone and done it. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want to do that. Unfortunately, I left all... I thought I was done with spruce logs, so I left them all back at the house. So that's just like that now. Darn it! Very upset about this. I'm very upset about this. Yeah, I think that looks so much better. Like, I can't even begin to express to you how much better it looks. Because it adds depth that you don't get otherwise. And maybe it's not necessary on this side. I wish I was a pro Minecraft builder. You know, I've seen builds that people do, and I'm like, wow, how do you even think to use those parts? I'm not there yet, right? I'm in 2010. I'm figuring out how to use trapdoors for things. Like, oh, you know, I could probably use trapdoors to make this design look a little different. Yeah, I can. Good job, Reese. You figured it out. You're getting there. Let's fix this if we can. Hopefully we've just got a tree ready to go on this side. We can just cut it down. I mean, I don't think any of them have grown. They haven't. What the heck? How did you get here? Get out of here, you. I'm gonna have to go... It's gonna be faster for me to come over here and cut an entire tree down than it would be for me to go home and get the wood. Like, this is gonna be quicker. Just replant it and then carry on with my life. Also, was I wrong, or are there foxes over here? Because I'm pretty sure we found foxes around here once upon a time. Now, that was a while ago. And we've not been back over here. Oh, yeah, though, there's one right there. That's going to be our future fox right there. That one, too. A couple of these are going to be future foxes. Boy, they move quick, though. Are they faster than snow foxes? I feel like they might be. So this place obviously goes up to a much taller roof. Is this using stairs? It's using stairs. I guess we did that wrong compared to in the overworld. But this is also an ugly little shack. Also, this is the overworld. I keep referring to the roof of the nether. I guess it is over the nether, which is where that comes from. Do we need to replace that with stairs? Is that necessary? I don't know. I feel like probably not. But at the same time, it does look different. And things can't spawn on stairs, so it's got that going for it. No, I don't like the way it looks. We're sticking with what we had. That's not where that goes. But as soon as I get it where it's supposed to be, we're sticking with that. I think maybe on these sides needs to be dirt, but not up here on the front. Don't ask me why. I couldn't tell you. Actually, I would like to tell you though. I genuinely, I'm trying to figure it out. Would it be better as grass? Actually, does this need to be path leading up to the portal? We tend to do path in other places. Why aren't we doing it here? Yes. Well. Indeed. Need more dirt. Just carve a little bit more out of the ocean here. Really, we're just making the ocean deeper, making more room for large aquatic life forms. So what we're doing is, we're actually doing a service to nature here. And then I'll tell you what we'll do. We will do path, okay? But we're not going to do path on grass. What we're going to do is we're going to place down regular dirt and do the path up to the portal. Something like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then we can take the grass that we just dug up, and we can move it over here. And we can put it in places where the grass hasn't already spread. And then we'll do the same over here, where all of this, because it's already dirt. Yeah, you can see where I'm going with this. Okay, there we go. And then all of this can be replaced with the grass. So we've got these sort of little awkwardly shaped paths. Do we need to have... We need to have bone meal. We need to have, like, actual grass up here. It's like they say, grass is the texture of the lawn. Who says that? Me just now. I just said that. Are you even listening? I need a skeleton. Ideally many of them, but just one will suffice. This place was crawling with, like, zombies and creepers the last couple of times we were here at night, and you're telling me there's just nothing now? Oh, they can't actually spawn on regular ice. Well, that's interesting. That's good to know. What? I could have gone home and gotten bone meal by now. I came here because I assumed I would just find skeletons. A couple of creepers. Oh, man. Bruh. Are you kidding me? There's just, like, there's no skeletons anywhere. This is ridiculous. Also, maybe some snow would look good in there. Oh, hey, guys. Y'all seen skeletons around here? What is that? Is that a... Oh, you got a... For some reason, I thought he had a netherite sword, even though I know that makes no sense. There's a bunch of armed guys around here. Must have been part of some sort of a militia once upon a time. Huh. Very peculiar. Enchanted shovel, huh? What you gonna do with that, my guy? Again, a zombie. Why? Where are the skeletons? I mean, it's abnormal, I know, for me to be wanting to find a skeleton. I typically hate them, I loathe them, I despise them. But right now, I really need a skeleton. I could have gone home by now and just gotten bone meal. What is this? This feels targeted. This is targeted harassment. The game is harassing me. the transition to new chunks where suddenly there's leaf litter. You know, there's someone alive right now, possibly even watching this video, who just started playing Minecraft, and leaf litter exists in the game, and they will never know a world in which leaf litter did not exist in Minecraft. Think about that for a second. Think about that. Think about that. That was 4 bones. That's enough for me. Shuffling some stuff out of here, so I've got more room in my inventory. All right. Grass placed. Snow. Just kind of randomly placed all about. Just like in the overworld. And there it is. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she... Well, pretty basic, honestly. But hey, basic things can be beautiful. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything. I feel like I could get myself in trouble with a statement like that. It's true, though. And it is quite beautiful. Don't look at that in the background there. Or look at the Swamp Shack. Swamp Shack portal's beautiful. Ice Shack, not so much. I guess I could frame this up in such a way for the thumbnail that we got the Ice Shack, the Swamp Shack, and that hideous other thing over there in the distance. You can also see the thing in the sky floating back there. Alright, that does it for today. That leaves a mere... Uh-oh, what did I do? I just zoomed out too far. That leaves a mere 2 additional portal. Why is... What happened to the coloring on here? Is it just because of where I'm standing? Is it because of the time of day in the overworld? I don't know. Is this nighttime on the roof of the nether? Everything looks a little more muted than it normally does. It's not... It doesn't actually matter one way or the other. We've only got 2 portals remaining. So, yeah, looks like somewhere in the middle of October we're going to be wrapping this up, which is exciting. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you later. Goodbye!